What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Roost. This is Healthy Popcorn with an aspect upon Frenchy Talent's YouTube pitch like that's a hit top right as far as these pitching happens. So within the aspect, there's a recent peace deal that's happened with Iran, the United States, and fairs like that as far as these pitching happen. Within the aspect, the Strait of Hormuz is getting towards the opening type fair pitch like that. So it's within product now. It's been said within these type pitches. It's been said within the relative type varieties of it being tenuous and pitch like that. So it's within the fair as far as saying paying attention towards it within the aspect of the fair as far as saying the aspect amongst the main type deal within the pitch as to the reason for that is within the pitch that Iran apparently wants to continue its uranium type productions and pitch like that. The United States has been saying maybe more or less. The United States has been saying more or less that that may not be an availability as far as this pitch down, but it's kind of within product kind of questioning. When you look at the fair, seems less to be within the aspect right now, less about the Strait of Hormuz, more about the aspect of like the uranium, which was kind of the product of the first place of it as far as this pitch. I haven't paid attention like the fray. Me looking up what particularly why the what the necessity for uranium kind of is within those pitches, kind of the fair as far as saying like it's like an alternative to uranium's kind of be seen within like a pitch as an alternative to like fossil fuels and pitch like that among sensitive prices. The pitch, as far as saying paying attention towards the here, that leads to the pretty dire type question with the aspect just as far as wondering whether or not the Iranians are smarter than the United States if they're trying to use uranium for like a pitch of like an alternative to like electricity and to power vehicles, kind of pitch like that. It's kind of the interesting type fair as far as saying within those aspects. Now the United States does have some of these type ones as well. We like within the fray of like around these parts pitch like that. If you're in the United States Senate affairs, they do particularly have like a series of like uranium type reactors or places where they're made pitch like that sense affairs within the nuclear type sense. But seems like Google had said within those type pitches that a number of those type phrases are from import type fairs like Canada and like Russia and since the places like that since the place. So it's kind of fair as far as saying just the product makes you question how Iran kind of has like the heads up on like these fairs as far as like the product again towards the next moves is something that's going to be like a cash cow as far as this first game. It's interesting type pitch kind of get towards that. Makes you question if they are if then type aspects if they're having like some good knowledge and wisdom within the affairs of being smarter in the United States for these type pitches kind of so in the pitch, you could say they might want to possibly blow away the land with like nuclear bombs and missiles, pitches like that, kind of give or take some stuff. First was kind of pitch and just question whether or not they're trying to build YMCA's and swimming pools on top of that within the pitches along with while they're doing it. It's kind of fair just saying it's kind of a dichotomy of some of the pitch as far as paying attention. They want to blow us up, and the same sort of pitch they want to build a YMCA and like the replacement. So it's not to actually have the accusation and like the it's not to have like the accusation, the allegations. So that's the full bound Monty of what they're trying to do. But it's just kind of pitch for us saying paying attention towards some of those their products that they're really just trying to build like YMCA's and get like some enrichment to like their country. It's kind of fair as far as this questioning. They want to blow us up, but they want to healthily blow us up. So it's kind of pitch just paying attention towards some of those their products, just questioning whether or not there's wisdom in some of their products on top of that's kind of pitch for us saying, but kind of at least the pitch as far as saying how does one particularly go to about leads particularly to the more or less type question how does one go about like the monitor of yes to electric cars and asphalt being made pitch like that and Iran and some stuff pitches with like the fair of uranium pitch like that as an alternative to like fossil fuels but kind of no to like rampant kind of missile blitzkriegs and tirade as far as this comes. So this the aspect like the usual type fairs just like the pillage and like the Faradis, like the rampancy as far as this pitch count. It's kind of pitch for us saying the product. How does like that fine line kind of be drawn as far as this pitch count? Kind of some of the products kind of almost kind of need within those type pitches, like some shopping mall kind of security. You'd say pitch like that within the phrase, just sending out scouts to like places like that. Since that pitch to kind of keep the monitor of it going. It's kind of pitch as far as saying it's kind of like getting some strip mall type security and pitch like that. Just United Nations kind of officers kind of chaperone some of those type fairs pitch like that. Probably say you could throw one in from France, throw one in from Russia, so as the fairs kind of get the mantra of it going. I almost would think of like some sort of movie within those sorts of pitch could be made within those aspects, as far as just like the product of just like the fair, just monitoring, like making sure the pitch. Now you would question as if whether or not that would have happened in the first place. Some of the pitches to just saying this the aspect of paying attention to each. I mean, it probably would be annoying within those type pitches of having folks from other countries kind of monitor, make sure they're not doing anything. Was kind of pitch almost question within those fairs whether or not now probably within the likelihood of that full bound type happening, but just to pitch how would you go about just like those routine type fairs of what NATO or the United Nations so stuff pitches some of those relative whatever type places pitch like that would kind of go about just making sure like it's really not that big of a deal if that's what you're doing. It's just trying to have alternatives You're just trying to have alternatives to fossil fuels and pitch like that, but how do you make sure it's going to pitch? This kind of question and some of those up there. So it's kind of pitch like that. It's kind of variety. You just would have to say within some of those that pitch that just having like some sort of James Bond that could just check up on some of those that pitch within a routine enough fashion within those aspects. This something to kind of have with the aspect just paying attention to pitch like that, hit that phrase.